The effects climate change has on the species, humans, agriculture, and the physical environment. Overview. The documentary includes the issue that climate has had on our environment, different point of views and disagreements on the causes of climate change, and the comparison of Australia and the US in terms of our climate change views and levels throughout the year. The issue at hand. As the climate is changing, our Earth is warming up, and there are devastating scientific accord that is happening, which include the humans. With climate change on the rise, species and their habitats are decreasing, as well as their chances for the ecosystem to adapt naturally are weakening. Many have agreed that climate change is becoming one of the greatest threats that the planet is facing. Studies have shown within recent years there is an increase in temperatures in various regions, as well as extreme points in weather patterns. Different point of views. Climate change has gone back and forth from being a scientific reality to a political wedge issue. Accordingly, many people, including the scientists and politicians, can't seem to come to agreement on the issue. These examples would be William Green, hurricane expert, Naomi Orkins, associate professor, Paul Ebeson, associate director of the Center of Health and Global Environment at Harvard Medical School. William Gray states that he is not going to argue that there has or has not been climate change. He merely states there is a lot of climate change within the years that have passed, however, especially in the last 10 years. He then states that it is not human-induced but formerly naturally formed from the ocean circulation's change and other factors. He believes that just because there are two links given off the same sign doesn't mean one is causing the other. Naomi Orkins, on the other hand, believes that there is a scientific agreement that the Earth's climate change is heating up, and the reason for this is indeed human activities. She states that we need to stop repeating the same disagreements on the causes of climate change and start talking about the path that needs to be taken to address the problem. Lastly, Paul Ebeson believes that the most rational explanation for climate change is the burning of fossil fuels and the falling forests. He states that the health, environment, and economic costs are swiftly becoming unmanageable. He believes in order to stabilize the climate, we need to clean the energy transition that will in fact help the public health and improve energy security while also becoming the engine of economic growth. Comparing the issue with one other country. There is a large difference on views of climate change between the Australian and United States government. As the Australian government celebrated the passing of the bill to undo the carbon price, the US President gave a speech strongly stating that the need to act on climate change. During the speech, the President stated if the US government does not address people's economic concern, they might not have the concern about climate change and put in effort to do something about it. However, the American climate change politics and the Australian government do have one similarity, their agreement that the US President is waging war with coal. To conclude, as seen throughout this video, climate change is not only affecting the Australian country alone, but is also targeting other countries around the world. There are many perspectives on the reason why climate change is around, however, they all come to the conclusion of it being stopped. Now, just a short video.
There have clearly been major changes in climate in the past. The reason we're worried about forests now is first the rate of climate change. Instead of a few degrees changing over several thousand years, we're talking about several degrees centigrade in literally a lifetime. In addition, we now have roads, we now have cities, we've fragmented our forests. So it's not that easy for species within forests to re-establish in a changing climate world. Some trees, the ones that take a long while to mature, like oaks, like redwoods, they probably will have a very hard time. Unfortunately, the weedy trees that basically mature in only a few years, they will re-establish much easier. These forested systems are incredibly important. They're not only valuable from a biodiversity standpoint, they help to control the climate. So they're absolutely essential to human well-being and even the survival, you could argue, of humans.